Hello and welcome back to Low Gaming. I'm Zach. I'm continuing on with the second half of day 2. Just trying to cut up the videos a little bit. And saying that the first one was already probably close to 2 hours long. I don't think this one's going to be as long. We don't have as many cards over here. But we can take a look at where we are. Like I said, we're on day 2. And we're at the perfect day weather. We've got 5 progress on Lone Tree Station. We have the accommodation mission where we're trying to understand the caustic mulcher, which we need to travel to a forest path to be able to get the mulcher out. We've got High Pimpot helping hand mission. He wants some help making some stew. We'll see if we can get that done today. As far as the setup over on Chandara's side, we have Riri and Oru. We also have Pakoto out, but Pakoto's hanging out over with Chase at the moment. A couple of intention translators and a whistle. We got a pretty full hand. We have 2 quiets in our hand, so we may be running around with a mirror copy of quiet because quiet is unique, but I believe the unique keyword only prevents the same ranger from having a card, 2 copies of a card. So let's just double check that. When we talk about new rules for the first time, it's not a bad idea to look them up. 26. A ranger cannot have 2 unique cards with the same name from their deck and play at the same time. If you play a second copy of the same unique card, the first one is immediately discarded. Yeah, so that's all about a ranger, not a party of rangers. So let's look at Chase. Chase has Cordo hanging out in front of him. We've got a full complement of gear because the rod's taking up 2. We've got 3, 4, 5 spots taken up with a boundary sensor, our belt pouch, of course, and the hiking staff. Quiet is out. That actually is Chase's quiet card, and Pakoto's hanging out over here. So that's our situation. And we're at the top of a new round, so we have to draw path cards. Lead ranger is Chandara. We got a shale scree. It's an obstacle. I might not be too concerned about that because we do have a vaulting rod, which is an aid card, which is nice because our roll lets us add tokens to aid cards. And our second one is topside mast. Wow, topside mast, now that I think about it, would be a sweet way to get Null to the market, wouldn't it? Topside mast, 43, 42. There's something on that monitor that's right where I always put the card. It's like a scratch or something. 42, topside mast, enters play. Go to 42.1. High atop, lone... we read this. We read this already. Yeah. Yeah, this is where the Swift can take off. And we can clear the topside mast with our Ranger tokens to take the Swift for a ride. I think we read that in the first video. We could convince... Yeah, it's a pretty difficult test, actually, though. It's convince plus connection, or it's focus plus connection at a difficulty of 3. It's a 0 presence. I'm not too worried about that. Let's just put that off to the side. I think the only thing we really want to do here is there any flora? I don't think there's any flora in there. There's Aatroxes, there's the meadowlarks. Well, we can look through the discard. What have we had already? Oh, fractal wire is a flora and a pain in the butt. Let's just go. So we're going to use Artel's vaulting rod. I'm going to use a vault off of the vaulting rod to exhaust the shale scree. No more worries about obstacles. Let's use Oru to move Pakodo and to put some progress on Pakodo before we travel. Do I care about trying to see what Cordo has to say? I might as well. We've only done exhaustibility so far, right? Okay, so we're gonna spend 3 spirit and 2 of our intention translators. Wait, that's 5. Yeah, that takes us to 5. Yeah, that's fine. To try to connect with Cordo. So it's a spirit test. Okay, so 5 progress. There's no active predator, so we don't have to worry about crest. We will use 1 off of Pakodo to get to 7 progress on Cordo, just so we can learn. I'm sure it's going to be a helping hand mission that we're not going to have time for, but it will help us plan for the future. Clear if helping hand is attached, no. If you found Cordo's query, no. Otherwise, 44.6. You know, Cordo says, a sly smile crossing his weather-beaten features, now that you're no longer in training, Elder Thresh can't stop you from coming on a hunt with me on account of it being too dangerous. Up in northern woods, the ones in the mountains beyond the valley, there's something up there that's evaded every snare, and I've lost every time I try to follow it. To this day, I haven't spotted more than a shadow in the trees. He sticks out his hand. What do you say, fellas? Want to head up north with me and help me catch my greatest quarry? Oh, that's the trick in the light. Yeah. Yeah. So Cordo wants you to go north, and Spirit Speaker Null wants you to go south. Yeah. Some other time. It's going to have to be some other time, because it is a helping hand mission. Each ranger soothes 2 fatigue. We don't have any fatigue. Sorry, Cordo. But now we know. Okay. We're going to traverse 3 against 1 on Lone Tree Station. -1 is 2, so we're ending up with 7 here. That's fine. Was there another piece of gear I wanted to change? I have a whistle. Oh, trail mix. Is there anything else I want to do? I didn't have any fatigue to soothe with that favorite gear card, boundary center pocketed belt pouch. Ornan hiking staff, walk with me, no. Field journal, no. So I think we'll just spend exhaust to add something to an aid card. I like having the 2. These should be exhausted, right? Because we connected with somebody, but it's fine because we're resting and we're traveling away from here. This obstacle is exhausted. So it's okay for us to travel. Crests do nothing. We're good. During a refresh, we have to draw a card. We got another vaulting pole and another quiet. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Okay. Are we going to be able to... We might not be able to do the mulcher thing today since we're going to be traveling away from the Hanging Gardens. Could have been a flora. Yeah, we could have attached Hanging Gardens to High Pin Pot. So since High's still out, we're good. Mountain Pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's nice going to Lone Tree Station through the mountains because you get to discard a predator. I guess I don't like to get too close to Lone Tree Station. Okay, we are traveling. We're going to go from Lone Tree to Boulder Field because it is along a forest path, and we'll see how things shake out as far as being able to do the mulcher. High Pin Pot is really our timer here, our clock, because we have to do this helping hand before the day is over. Boulder Field, it is a trail. Reduce the presence of all beings in play by 1. That's nice. It is 4R, so we need 8 progress in order to travel if we want to be able to add reward cards. It is 14. Oh, this has an interesting arrival setup. It's a little bit different. Long ago, a great mountain once stood here, but as the millenniums passed, it steadily split and crumbled. At the edges of the boulder field, the ground is littered with round rocks the size of apples. As you head deeper in, however, the boulders grow larger until you find yourself weaving between what you imagine to be the bones of the lost mountain, pillars of rock that reach toward the sky. Okay. Arrival setup here. Says draw 1 challenge card and do the following based on the challenge icon on that card. Scout 2 path cards, then draw a path card, or if it's a mountain, draw 1 path card. If it's a crest, scout 3 path cards, then draw 2. Okay, let's hopefully we get, I don't know why I put that there. So Boulder Field is not a pivotal location, so we need our valley set here. One, 2, 3. And the forest. Are there 3 flora in here? 1, 2, 3. There are 4 flora. And High got persistent because of helping hand. That's why High was not discarded. I did it again. I didn't put the valley cards in before I started shuffling. Okay, let's see what we get here. We got the one that I didn't want. We got the mountain. So all we get to do is draw 1 path card. We do not get to scout. That's no fun. Well, what do you know? It's the caustic mulcher. The presence of the mulcher is reduced, though, to 2, which is okay. We need suns to get our Ranger token there. Well, and you know what the bummer is if we don't get some more beings out, our little friends could be in trouble. Okay, now we start a round, and I'll pop this up here so you can take a peek at it and read it. We need the sun to move our thing to there. But if there's another active being, so we need to get our folks like exhausted quickly, right? Okay, here, Sitka Buck, and oh great. Well, hey, what do you know? Old Bloody Clicker. Old Bloody Clicker is disconnected. After this being is exhausted by a praised mountain challenge effect, ready this being, then add 2 progress to it. Add 3 harm to the active feature with the lowest presence. If that feature is food. Okay, so he will harm features, but then if it's food, it's like he's eating it. Crests are bad. Crests are bad. Old Bloody Clicker is a being and a predator. So the caustic mulcher could take a bite out of the Old Bloody Clicker. And then he would be exhausted. It has the keyword disconnected, which means I don't think we can use the connection basic test. You cannot add progress to this card using the connect common test. However, so we need 6 progress or 12 harm. Old Bloody Clicker's presence is actually 2. Because we're in the boulder field. Oh wait, 71, so there's an entry here, 71. If Dancer's Round is in play, no, otherwise. You pause as you hear a faint sound, not even daring to breathe. You strain your ears, and in the distance you hear a click, 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 like metal shards dropping one by one onto a piece of glass. You wait, and the clicking subsides. With a shudder, you let out your breath and take a step, only to jump away as the ground collapses right in front of you. A huge spindle scuttler, all shiny brown carapace, slicing mandibles and hundreds of legs, rears above you. Old Bloody Clicker. We could get progress on it. Progress on the mulcher is like counterproductive because we want our ranger tokens to go there to work on this. And we want flora, which we didn't get. Okay. Oru the sheepdog is going to move Old Bloody Clicker to here for 2 progress. Pakodo is going to play around the feet of Old Bloody Clicker to add 2 progress and a token to an aid card here. We're going to pet Oru as our test. And I don't want to fail because I want to get rid of Clicker. Well, first, hang on. First. We're going to have Riri exhaust to add a harm to this buck. Because I don't want Riri to be grabbed by the mulcher. Oh man, high Pimpot. Can be grabbed by the mulcher also. Well, we can always try to get him out of there. Because the mulcher is not a predator, so the crest harm cannot be prevented with the whistle. Anyway, let's go back to this. So we're petting the dog. We're at 2 fitness. We're going to use a connection from quiet because I do not want to fail this. So we're sitting at 3. -1 is 2. So we pet the dog, it readies. We have no fatigue to soothe. Mountains. We did not add progress. If there's an active predator, exhaust it. Add 2 harm to it. And add harm to this being equal to that predator's presence. Its presence is reduced by 1 from this. So that's 2 harm, so the buck is actually gone also from harm. Now we're going to exhaust Oru again to move Old Bloody Clicker and add 2 progress. So Old Bloody Clicker progresses out at a total of 6. Okay. That's done. We want Flora, so we're going to do awareness. We're going to use Riri's scouting ability. And we want to scout a bunch. So we're going to put a favorite gear and a pocketed belt pouch because Riri's is awareness plus reason. So we're looking at 4 plus 1 is 5. Excellent. We're looking at 5 cards, and we don't have our special glasses out. Flora. Now the thicket is an obstacle, which is kind of a bummer. So we'll bring that one out. We'll put that one on the bottom of the top. And then we will draw this from the top of the deck, the Sunberry Bramble. Okay, now. Mountain, we did not add progress. If there's an active prey, there's not. Okay, now back over to here. We want to do the test on High Pimpot. it's a difficulty of 2. It's awareness plus reason. So we're going to do those 2 plus this reason. So we're sitting at 3 versus a 2. Okay. So we can attach a flora face down to high. When there's 3, then we read something. And the worst of the worst just happened. There's another active being, exhaust it and attach it to this biomeld. If not, move your... Well, exhausting it doesn't mean I can't still do the test on it. We could still collect stuff for high while he's being licked by the mulcher. We just don't want him to get killed by the mulcher. If there's another active being, exhaust it and attach it to this biomeld. If not, move your ranger token to this biomeld. Okay. Shuffle. Nothing else has sun symbols on it. I mean, I could just try to be safe and rest him away. I think I'm going to try to put some progress on the what's it called? Location. We've gotten pretty far through the challenge deck a couple of times before getting a reshuffle thing. Let's see, what do I have? We do not want quiet to get gobbled up either. So I'm going to exhaust quiet to put 3 harm here. Quiet would take 2 harm back because the presence is reduced by Boulder Field. It's not a, let's just do this. That's fine. We want to take some kind of test so that we can maybe draw a sun. So what do we want to do? Oh yeah, we were going to do this. We're going to traverse. So boundary sensor, that's our last token there. Boulder Fields is a trail. So we're going to do this also. That just automatically adds a progress to a trail. It's location, field, and trail. So we're sitting at 3, 4. Against the presence of 1 on a fitness test. Okay. Okay, this is working out. This is working out. So we got 4 progress. That takes it to 5. We need 8 to be able to travel. And then if there's another active being, there's not because we used quiet. Oh, I needed to exhaust this to dodge the caustic mulcher. Okay, so we're here. There's not, so yeah, if not, move your thing here. Good. Now, fit plus conflict. So we're definitely going to do this. Let's use... We're getting pretty close to finishing the day, so... And it's a strength of 2. let's just make sure. So we're going to do following footsteps. So we're sitting at 2 plus 2 conflict is 4 on a fitness test. Nothing to fatigue us or anything. No. Okay, 0. Oh, wait, we had a +1. I'm going to retcon that. We will use the whistle because we're already at 4. This is 3 plus 1 is 4. It doesn't really change anything because of the 0. I just wanted to make sure that it was 2 higher than the difficulty. And I forgot about this. All right, so then remove a ranger token or unattach a being from it. And then this up here says when a ranger token is removed from Caustic Mulcher, place it on this card. It cannot be moved from here by the Mulcher's effects. So now we don't have to worry about the Mulcher grabbing us again. On this side, Chase doesn't have to worry about that. Crest symbols, add 1 harm to each being attached to this biomeld. Okay, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. So I almost want to... I need to get High Pin Pot off of there. Do I rest? I think so, but we're going to do our thing here to add something to an aid card. Yeah, and then I think we're just resting. Do I have Healing Touch? Is that even in this deck? I can't remember. Getting all this stuff back. Drawing cards. Another trail mix, okay. And here, thorough. Draw path cards. Overgrown Thicket is a flora and an obstacle. Oops, it goes out here. And okay, so this is the flora we need. I would have loved for there to be a being that Quiet could have dealt with. I can only take 2 more injuries. This is not out as gear that was used for its symbol. So I want to do Oru. We can't exhaust Riri. without having the mulcher here. Riri takes this to 4. Pakodo will put 2 more progress on the mulcher. Okay, our beings are not active. Now the test we're going to do, we're going to do High Pimpot's harvest test. So 2 awareness plus a conflict from Artel's vaulting rod. We're at 3 versus 2 on an awareness. Okay, I think we're good. These don't have any progress on them. Well, one of them's going away anyway. So we passed the test, right? 3 versus 2. To add a flora to High Pimpot's stew. Beings attached to this being do not ready. Yeah, I mean, we can still do tests on stuff that's not ready. It's kind of interesting. He's like cooking with the mulcher holding on to him. We did not add any progress. There's nothing to discard, so this is not going to fatigue us. I'm hoping we can clear high with this stuff. So we're going to do High Pimpot's test again. We're going to use Field Journal. So we've got 2 plus a conflict is 3 on an awareness. -1 is 2. And its harvest 2. So we will attach this flora. And now when there are 3 flora attached, we go to 47.4. $47.4. If Helping Hand is attached, go to 47.2. No, wait, sorry. It's very specific. 47.4 is what we're supposed to go to. If you are not at Lone Tree Station, go to 47.5. You're heading along the trail when High Pimpot suddenly shouts, "Stop!" You look around, worried you're about to stumble into another puffer crawler, but instead you see High scrambling with his oversized pack, pulling out his portable soul coil and pot. "Get me water," he shouts as he pulls some leaves from a bush along the trail. "This needs to go into the pot immediately, and the rest of the ingredients have aged perfectly." You watch in bemused amusement as he dashes around the impromptu outdoor kitchen, dicing, slicing, mashing, frying, and at one point smoking the varied ingredients you and he worked so hard to gather. Finally, he raises his head from the steaming pot. "It's," he says, his voice quivering. "Just try it." You gather around the pot, dipping your spoons into the fragrant broth. It's quite simply the best soup and possibly the best food you've ever had. The complex flavors blend perfectly, rich but not overpowering, fresh but hearty, warm and soothing, yet light and effervescent. Your only regret, as you set down your spoon and realize the pot is empty, is that you may never taste something quite that good again. High has a beatific smile on his face. "The best it's ever been," he says. You all sit in contented silence for a while, before you get up the courage to ask High exactly how he made the soup. The master chef nods. "I'll tell you the recipe," he says, "as long as you promise to remember it and practice it. Someday, I want you to serve me something even better than this." Discard each flora attached to High. Each ranger soothes 4 fatigue. No one has any fatigue. Gain the High Pimpot's secret recipe card, reward card. Discard High, it should be High Pimpot, and return Helping Hand to the collection. Okay, that's what I was hoping would happen. It's like very odd set of circumstances that High is cooking while he's quote unquote being accosted by the mulcher. but it worked out. Okay, high Pimpots, something or other. Oh man, with the Ranger Doubler, this reward card stack is, this is like only a third of it. Here we go, high Pimpots, secret recipe. Add 1 harm to each flora. Add X progress to each being. Then each ranger soothes X fatigue. X is equal to the total number of harm added by this card. Okay. High Pimpots, secret recipe. Has been recorded. So we've got the Gauze Blade and that we could potentially add to our decks. Mountain effects, nothing. That was this character doing an awareness test. We just need to do some tests over here to hopefully get a sun so that our thing can get attached. And we do not want to use up our fitness right now. So we're just going to try to connect with Pakodo with 1 spirit. Come on, sun. Nope. +1, so we get to add 2 to Pakodo. And over here, we're going to discard this 1 fitness for a boundary sensor, a new boundary sensor with 4 on it. Now back over to here, we're going to connect again with Pakodo for 1. Dang it. There's nothing attached, no crests, so we get another 1 on Pakodo. We're going to exhaust our roll card to go again. Connecting with Pakodo. Dang it. Well, we get to add 2. Come on, we need the sun. I guess we just rest over here and keep, what can we try to do? Remember our training, I guess? The Mulcher is not in the right, the Mulcher needs to be up here. Well, no, this is the character that needs to be doing the tests. It doesn't matter, right? We're so close to the day being over. Let's just, we're going to spend 2 fitness. Oh, if we're going to spend fitness, we might as well. But I don't want to pull a test card on this site. We're going to spend what test am I even going to do over here? But then all the connection tests. Oh, I could remember my training, I guess. Let's Let's just replace the hiking staff with another hiking staff. Just so that we've taken a turn. Now we will remember our training at 1. It's reason right now. Great. Where are all the suns? I don't even have any other tests that I can do. We've already gone again. I guess I could try to traverse the location. We will rest on this side just so that we can continue to go over here. We will traverse. So that's 2. We will use the other Riri, so we're sitting at 3 versus 1. We have to take 2 fatigue because the Mulcher's presence is reduced by 1 from this. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. So 3 minus, oh, I should have used a boundary sensor. Oh well, it's too late. 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2, so that's 7. We do have the mountain though, so that's 8. So we are set up to travel. Wow, there's got to be a sun coming out, right? Okay, so we gotta refresh. I mean, normally you're trying to avoid the caustic mulcher like it's nobody's business. And when I want him to grab me, he's not. Drawing a card. Trail markers and Artel's vaulting rod. Now we're gonna have new stuff to deal with also. Oh boy. Umbra. It's another being that the Mulcher might want to grab instead of us. 89. A dark shadow flashes over your head, and you duck as the shadow banks around and heads back toward you. You raise your hand to shield your gaze and stare up, quickly spotting the terrifying form of the massive raptor. Her body as big as a stilt horse and massive beak open in a terrifying screech. Okay. And Sunberry Bramble. Okay, Umbra. Wow, Umbra's persistent. Umbra takes 12 progress or 8 harm. So who do I want to have go first? Nothing's ambushing or anything. I think I'm going to use a bunch of exhaust abilities to make sure my beings are not active. So Riri is going to add a harm. So we're at 5 out of 6 on the Mulcher. Pakoto's going to move Umbra so that Umbra's not active down this path. That's 2. And Pakoto will spend 1 of Pakoto's progress to add another 2. So that's 4. do not want to interact over here, because then this being would be active. So I need to do something that is a test. I could scout using Riri, scout the path deck. Oh, when I used Pakoto, I could add something to an aid card. Sure. The vault. Well, hang on a second. So 3, I need 8, 3, 6. We could try to get rid of Umbra. Oh, I'd be using up my fit though. What do I have as far as conflict icons? Thorough. Umbra could be a problem. Unless I pull Umbra over here and try to do an avoid. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull Umbra down there with Oru, which means I'm going to switch where the harm went. I'm also going to ask my friend over here to use your quiet to do 3 harm. And I'm going to save the whistle for now to maybe prevent injuries. Oh, but the caustic mulcher is not. Oh yeah, I need to potentially save for this crest right here. So quiet takes 2 back because the presence is reduced from Boulder Field. Then the test I'm going to do is I'm going to do an avoid test. Oh, it's going to be exhausted though. Whatever. So it's at 4 versus its presence of 2. Come on, son. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, it's avoided. And we have to shuffle. The next one was a sun. Oh, what? That's not supposed to be in there. Oh, the next one was a sun. We got any other wrong cards in there? No. Okay. There's no beings attached, so the crest is not doing anything. How long has that been in there? When did we even go to... Did we start at Golden Shore? No, we started at Aatrox Mountain. We haven't even been by the water. Holy cow, that's been in there since day 1. Interesting. Okay. I don't have to worry about that. What do I want to do? I just need this character here to... am I out of stuff to do? I wonder if Perfect Day is supposed to be gone already. I think I forgot to do Perfect Day. I mean, just so I have something to play without using the roll card, we'll just attach trail markers to Sunbury Bramble and call that a turn. Back over to here. Do I have some reason? We are going to just try to connect with, we'll connect with Pakoto for one. Okay, that didn't work. Mountain does nothing. We're gonna go again, so we'll exhaust our roll card, connect with Pakoto. +1 in Sun, finally. So we're gonna get 2 here. Suffer a fatigue. Then there are no other active beings. Our Ranger token gets moved there. And we have to shuffle. Okay. Now, this character, we're going to exhaust our roll card to dodge this bramble because we are going to do this fit test. It's a difficulty of 2. We'll commit thorough, so we're sitting at 4 on it. 5 because this adds +1, so we're not going to fail. It's a 0. So we get to save our friend. And at any point, let's see, have all on here, we do that. Mountain, if there's an active prey, there's not. All right. Have all Ranger tokens on this card, we read 1.40. You yelp despite yourself as you feel the Mulcher's tongue grab you. For a brief, hideous moment, you feel the acid start to burn your skin, even through the thick layer of broadleaf paste you coated yourself with beforehand. Then the Mulcher spasms a bit as it tastes the paste and drops you back to the ground, slimy but alive. Nall rushes over from where she's been hiding behind a rock. That proves it, she gasps with excitement. The caustic Mulcher doesn't eat everything. They seem to avoid living plants, or at least, she runs her finger through the paste on your skin and flips it onto the ground. Something that tastes like a living plant. And since only the weaker or sicker animals tend to be grabbed by it, the Mulcher does clean the land of the dead, dying or rotting. Though it is a biomeld, it's merged into the ecosystem. She hugs you, then pulls back as she remembers you're covered in broadleaf paste and stinging mucus. Oh, yes, we should get you washed. Complete the accommodation mission and write "Understood the Mulcher" on the campaign tracker. each ranger soothes 2 fatigue, and then there's more to read. So soothe 2. We got the healing touches. Yep. There's no fatigue to soothe here. So we got understood. The mulcher. Complete the accommodation mission. Okay, that's everything to record. Then, after you clean yourself up, you got to thinking. There are several infamous mega predators throughout the valley. Remember in your training that some of the elders want to see these predators eliminated to keep people and the rest of the valley safe. Maybe it's worth investigating them too, in case understanding them demonstrates a way to coexist. Maybe you can even befriend them. You should talk to the elders of the various villages to learn more. Yeah, so we've already done with Quiet. We're sitting next to one of the other ones, and we dealt with Old Bloody Clicker. Was that here? Yeah, we had. Wow, we had all of them here. Did it not say to? So the mulcher is still there. It does not say to discard the mulcher. Although this is done. We discard this. I don't think there's anything else to do today other than let's travel back to Lone Tree Station. We've got 8 up here. Yes, I think we're done. So we're going to end the day in camp. We've got a couple of rewards. I want to go back to Lone Tree Station and take... I think I want to take Cordo's mission to go with him to Northern Outpost. So we would start at Lone Tree Station, and we need to travel 1, 2, 3 times. I think that'll be an interesting day. We'll go along that mountain path again. Or do I go to White Sky? There's the bubble in White Sky. If I start there, I don't have a whole lot of gear out. No, I'm gonna go to, I want to get that mission from Cordo to go up to Northern Outpost. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we're going to travel back to Lone Tree Station along that forest path and be done for day 2. Okay, another fun day. I'm still absolutely loving this game. I think I did everything correct. There was a lot of interactions, a lot of moving stuff around. You got to make sure when you're the shepherd, when stuff like this, you got to make sure your beings aren't active and getting snatched up. The interaction with High Pimpot being licked by the mulcher while he's making stew, I don't know, maybe mulcher mucus is an ingredient in the stew, who knows, in his secret recipe. We'll look at adding some reward cards. We'll see when the next video starts. They have quite a few good icons on them at a minimum. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay, hope you enjoyed day 2. I hope you enjoy everything I'm putting up on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.